Hey guys, Chris Fix here, and today I'm going to show you how to safely remove paint transfer from your car's paint. Just a little backstory, I was parked all the way in the back of a parking lot. Like all the way in the back, away from any cars. There is literally nobody around me. So there's no chance anyone would open their door and hit my car or back up into it or something like that. And well, after a nice dinner, I come out to see my car like this. It just stinks to know that you could do all you can to take care of your car and somebody will still manage to damage it. And the worst part for me is that they don't even have the respect to own up to their mistake. Listen, everybody makes mistakes. Just put a note on my car saying, hey, I messed up, here's my number, let's work something out. But instead, they just took off. Anyhow, now that that's out of my system, don't let this ruin your day if this happens to you, because I'm going to show you how to safely remove paint transfer without damaging your own car's paint underneath. And after you're done following this, your paint is going to look good as new. To remove paint transfer, the first step is to understand what paint transfer actually is. And it is exactly how it sounds. In this case, a white car hit my car, and their white paint transferred onto my car's paint. Now, the paint on your car has three main layers. The first coat is a primer that goes over the bare metal of the car. The second coat is the base coat, which is the paint that gives your car its color. And the third coat, we have a clear coat, which protects the paint and gives it its glossy shine. This is the thickest paint layer. And the final layer really isn't a paint layer, but I wanted to include it because it's important. And it's a protection layer called the wax layer, which helps fill in small imperfections. It also helps protect against light scratches and watermarks. Most of the time, paint transfer will be embedded into the clear coat, since clear coat is designed to protect the base coat. And that's what I'm hoping for here, but we won't know until we remove the paint transfer. Sometimes, the damage is deeper. Now, there are many techniques for removing paint transfer, but I'm going to show you how to use products that you could easily find at home. So if the paint transfer is very minor and isn't bad at all, you could use some rubbing compound, then scratch remover, and then buff it with a microfiber towel, and that should remove any light paint transfer. But since we have a pretty thick layer of paint transfer, we're going to use a different strategy. The first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to soften the paint transfer. And to soften the paint transfer, we're going to use WD-40. Now, WD-40 has about 50% mineral spirits in it, which is going to soften the paint slightly, but not enough to cause damage to the rest of the clear coat on the Corvette. And then we're going to be using one of these magic erasers, which is a very fine spongy abrasive. And this is going to skim over the clear coat, but grab onto our damage. So it's perfect to remove paint transfer. After we remove the paint transfer, we're just going to use some soapy water and a microfiber towel, wipe down the whole area to remove the WD-40 and any contaminants. If you're a perfectionist like myself, you could also use clay bar, but that's optional, you don't have to use it. And then finally, you want to add a protective layer of wax on the area that you just worked on. And that's all there is to it. And just in case if the damage is deeper than we expect, I do have some touch-up paint. To figure out what color touch-up paint your car needs, typically, if you look in the door jamb over here, there'll be a sticker, or if it's not over there, it'll be right over here. And on this sticker, it'll give you a paint code so you can match up the correct color paint. Hopefully, we won't even need touch-up paint, but we won't know until we begin, so let's get started. First, you want to apply the WD-40 only in the area of the paint transfer. Try not to get it on the rest of your car's paint. The WD-40 is going to soften that paint transfer, as well as lubricate the surrounding paint. Now that that's done, soak the magic eraser in warm water, and you want to carefully start scrubbing the paint transfer. The magic eraser is just an abrasive foam, which is going to start removing the paint transfer, but if you press too hard, you could start removing your own clear coat, which isn't good. So make sure you focus the scrubbing on the paint transfer only. Notice I'm following the grain of the damage as I scrub. So the damage was horizontal, I'm scrubbing horizontal. And this is really going to help that abrasive foam pull that paint transfer up. I'm going to use another application of WD-40, and this is going to lubricate the surface some more, as well as soften the rest of this paint transfer. And with just a little bit more scrubbing, wipe it down with our cloth, and take a look at that. I can't even see where the damage was, which is such a relief, but we aren't done yet. Now, one thing you want to pay close attention to with this abrasive foam is when you're using this and you're rubbing off that paint transfer, you might see the color of the paint transfer on here, which is okay. What you don't want to see is you don't want to see the color of your car on this foam. That means that you're digging through that clear coat and digging into the base coat with this abrasive foam. So if you see that, focus the foam specifically on the paint transfer and don't press as hard. You don't want to dig into your clear coat. Alright, so remember where your damage was. It was right around here, and we have a few quick things left that we need to do. The first thing we have to do is remove the WD-40 from our paint. So get some soapy water and wipe it down. And I know it's kind of hard to see, But you might have caught a glimpse of some of this damage right here. This wasn't from the paint transfer, this is from like a rock chip or something that was on there in the past. And that's been touched up already, so I'm not going to touch it. Now we want to apply a protective layer of wax since it was removed. But if you really want to go the extra mile before you add the wax, get some clay bar, spray it down with some detailer, and just clay bar the surface by sliding the clay bar across the lubricated surface. And that's going to pick up any contamination that there might have been in this paint. We'll wipe that down. And this surface is looking awesome. Then all you have to do is wax on, wait a couple minutes, wax off, and we are done. So we went from this to this. What a relief. Now that's how you remove paint transfer from your car. And the top tip for this video is invest in one of these dash cameras. They hang right next to your rear view mirror, and then you capture everything on this. And if somebody bumps your car, this goes off and saves the footage. I could have grabbed that guy's license plate. Justice could have been served. So don't be like me. Don't wait. It's a good investment, and it'll give you a lot of peace of mind. I run it in both my vet, and I use one in my truck. And trust me when I say these things are worth every penny. And with that, hopefully this video was helpful. If it was, remember to give it a thumbs up. Also, consider subscribing.